Today I wanted to talk to you guys about like a mind shift, right? Yeah, mind shift. I want to talk to you about your circle, your inner circle. If you are anything like I used to be, I was that girl that only hung out with dudes, right? I don't know. Like, it was a thing of mine. Like, I had like 1 or 2 girlfriends. I felt like girls were shady. Like, it's always a competition. Like, I just didn't vibe with them. It was like, oh, like, I'd rather not. Like, they're just gonna be grimy. They're just gonna talk. Always felt this way. If you feel like that, like, oh, watch this video. I'm just gonna tell you now, make sure to hit the subscribe button, the like, and that notification. You have to shift it. You have to shift your circle. If you are with someone that's always so negative, you have these dreams and this vision, but you feel like you can't say it to homegirl over here because for some reason she's gonna knock it, or she's gonna tell you, girl, please, like, you need to stop. If that's that person you're hanging with, doesn't mean that person's a bad person. Doesn't mean she's a bad apple. Doesn't mean any of that. It's just she's not at the same level you are. Hope that makes sense. Let it sink in for a second. That's all it means. They're at a different level. You are at one level, they're at a different level. Doesn't mean they're bad. Doesn't mean that they won't get to that level eventually, or they just don't want to. That's all it means. The moment you start hanging out with people at that level, or people that just have big dreams like you do, people that have a vision like you do, whoa, shit changes. It's like the craziest thing. To surround yourself with a group of women that just empower one another. I said that. I never thought that there was other women that empower other women. Never. I was always surrounded by like, you know, like that competition base. So I was like, oh, I only found these 2 other women in my life that was just like other supportive women. But we knew each other since we were so young. That was just like, oh, we got each other's back. Like that, no matter what. Like, that's my homie, you know? So it was just like that ride or die chick, right? And, you know, that was my circle. But when you expand your circle and you get to see like, wow, there's other people like this. You know, like, I don't always have to just hang out with the dudes. You know, it's so empowering. Yes, you might, you know, lose them along the way, but that's because, you know, they're in a different path than where you are. And that's fine because there's just no animosity towards it. And when you hang out with women like that, they're cool. They're like, yeah, we're on different paths this time around, and that's totally fine. It's not like, you know, that shady cattiness. And the cool part is that when you are in this path of growth, you know, and these women are also on their path of growth, there's no cattiness. When you're taking road A, they take road B, and your path just keep going, and you can see each other, be like, hey, how you been? I've been good. And you just keep growing. Like, that's the beauty. But you have to change the circle you do surround yourself with. Not everyone has great intentions for you. Not everyone supports you the way you know, would support them. And you have to be okay with that. That is something you internally do have to be okay with. You have to be okay with not everyone supporting the way you support them. That is something, and it's a hard pill to swallow. You have to be okay with that. And just understand that they're just on their path and you are on your path. And you continue on your path and you will find this tribe. You will totally find your tribe. And there are women out there that are going to freaking support you. There are women out there that are your ride or die. And you might never see them in your by face. I'm gonna tell you that much, because this social media world is freaking amazing. Like, it is freaking amazing. I'm gonna tell you right now. I have met some of the most amazing people on this platform. They empower me, and don't be afraid to, you know, collaborate with people while you're on this journey. Do not be afraid to step out. One of the biggest things that when I talk to people, and I always tell them, what's holding you back from taking this leap? Like, you have that leap. What is holding you back? And they always say fear. And I get it. I was afraid, terrified. And fear of failing, fear of letting my family down, fear that, you know, in front of a camera, oh my God, I was so freaking afraid of this, you know. And Don't get me wrong, sometimes I do get nervous to like hit play or something like that. The fear, you know, you just gotta like get out there and just try it, because with failure comes, you know, success later on. We have to fail. We have to fail at everything. It's just like, you know, I always going to refer back to being a parent, because it's what I know best. Is one of my, you know, things. It's like, I did not know. Still to this day, still have struggles. But, you know, when I found out I was pregnant at 19, oh, was I scared. I knew how to be an older sister, you know, be an aunt, because I had practice. I had no idea what I was in store for to be a mom. So scared. You know, I was scared to even tell my mom. I was living on my own already. I was living on my own. I was my first year of college. I was afraid. So we are never prepared. So taking fear and just going for things, it's the best way to hit success. Learning from it, knowing where I went wrong in one area and just fixing it and then doing better. And that is one of the biggest tips I'm going to ever give you is, you know, you have to take chances. You have to take that leap and just go for it. It's the best example. I'm going to see you here next week. Next week, I'm going to talk to you about scheduling. Like, what is like the biggest tip I could give you with scheduling? Busy life. It could be so busy sometimes, and you know, with like kids running around, husband calling, and unforeseen moments in life that could jam you up sometimes. I will be talking to you about that and how I schedule out my book, but how I also use my phone to help me out the most. My phone is the best route, because what's the one thing we have on us at all times? It's our babies, it's our phones. And yes, we could write things down on a piece of paper, but sometimes this is what we use. So I'll be talking to you guys next week about the phone. So talk to you guys soon.